What's up, y'all? Boogie Knight here, and welcome to something completely different. Yes, that's right, you can see from the title, this is called the Cranky Old Farts Podcast. And tonight I am joined by a very good friend of mine who I have known for several years now, the one and only IndiGamerGuy. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
This has been a long time coming, man. We're probably the oldest ones in like the several Discord servers that like we're a part of.
Oh man, I'm telling you, every time I go into a Discord, and especially when someone's birthday comes around, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so old. I'm turning 25 today. I'm officially no longer a young person." I'm like, "Shut up."
It's funny too though because like I was with Mayday on through the pages a couple of weeks ago, and she's in our age bracket, and she was talking to like her teenage son, and she actually had a when I was your age moment. I'm like, yep, that's it.
Okay, I gotta share a side story real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So I went to college a little later on in life due to my medical history and stuff. So I got into college a little later in life, and I'm sitting in class one day, and there's this young woman there, and she goes, "It's my birthday today." We all go, "Well, happy birthday." She goes, "Yeah, I just turned 18." And oh,
Oh,
congratulations, kind of thing. And so now I'm feeling old, anyways. But not saying anything. And then we're talking about, I don't remember what we were discussing, but we're talking about something, and she goes, "I remember back in the day," and instantly I like filter's gone at this point, and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 honey, stop right there." I'm like, "You must be this old before you can use the term back in the day." I'm like, "What? You remember before your iPod had a video screen on it?" I'm like, "No, you are not allowed to use that phrase ever. You must age at least 10 more years before you're allowed to do that." Oh,
no, I mean I can't wait. Because you and I have a lot of mutual friends, and like I cannot wait till like our southern friend like hits like the double digit, like hits like that next age milestone, because she is not going to be happy, and you and I are just going to be sitting there shaking our heads, going, "Well, there you go. It's all downhill from there, Rodney
yep,
Dangerfield."
yep. Sorry, that just yeah. So I don't know. I like here's the thing. I can look at it and be like, "Oh man, I miss those days of being young and everything." But then I think about it and I'm like, "Yeah, I really don't though. I really don't."
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, back when I was in high school, I could stay up I could get up, go to class on a Friday, or
Hmm.
go to class on like a Thursday, go to a party Thursday night, stay up all night, not go to bed, go to class the next day, and not even go to bed until like late Friday night. And I was totally fine. I swear. They put my diploma in my hand, and the first thing I did is looked and went, "Man, it's like 9:30. I need to get to bed. What happened to me?" It's like it instantly aged me 10 years.
Dude, seriously, no, like I was just thinking about this like the other day. Like I was talking to Ray about this, and she's like, "Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I know you got to get to bed soon." I'm like, "Yeah, I probably should." And I get off the phone with her, and I'm just like, "What in the name of God happened to me? I used to do 24-hour charity streams on Twitch and just not have a care in the world. Like, and now it's like if it's after 10 p.m., I'm like, pop my teeth in a glass and go to bed."
Seriously, I'm like, sometimes, once in a great while, if I'm online and gaming with some friends, it'll be like midnight, and I'll look at my clock. I'll be like, "Holy crap, I gotta get to bed. It's midnight. When did this happen? How am I up this late?" It's like, it's a shocking revelation to me that my body still is able to be awake that late into the evening.
Seriously, like the only time I'm up past midnight is if like my chronic insomnia is like getting the better of me, or like if I have to get up to pee.
Another great aspect of getting old.
Oh my god, dude. It's like seriously. Wait, are we talking about like the chronic insomnia or getting up to pee part? Because I that's a two-pronged response.
Well, first of all, the chronic insomnia. I don't know which one of us doesn't have that. All right, but no, the getting up to pee thing. Like I could literally turn over in my bed and just barely have a hint of consciousness, and it's like, all right, time to pee. Let's do it. Let's go. And I'm like, but I was gonna shut my eyes again. Nope, out of bed. Let's hit that bathroom.
Dude, I know, like when I do sleep, which to all the Lewises out there, Boogie Night sleeps. Shut up, Lewis. Just the troll laugh had to make a guest appearance. Like I could be in La La Land somewhere with like Catherine Winnick up in the mountains, like just having a grand old time, and like all of a sudden, like my bladder's like I get cock blocked by my own bladder, which is like one of the most meta responses I think I've given in a long time.
Okay, like, I'm sorry. You know what? Not to make light of it, but God, I am envious of the old people that just wear a diaper to bed. I'm like, you know what? You guys got this figured out. Like, you just go to bed, wet, sleep. I'm like, you know what? You're actually not doing too bad.
Well, I mean,
All folks figured out.
and here's the other thing that I just realized that like I'm next in line like when it comes to like old things is because like I went out this afternoon for like to walk around the lake near my place and like to have my final cigarette for the day, and like there's a car in the parking lot blasting music, and I'm hoping it's like something good like 38 Special or The Tubes or Steve Miller or Fleetwood
Yeah,
Mac or like
yeah.
Metallica or Slayer or like something good, and then I just realize it's like Rebecca Black or like one of those like
Uh,
nameless pop singers that like,
uh,
and I'm literally just like, don't do it, don't do it, don't say anything, and like they're just like rocking out in the front seat. I'm like, that is not how you do a mosh pit in a car.
no. And I'm sorry. Okay, all I have is this image of somebody playing Rebecca Black in their car, like doing like the rocker symbol and bobbing their head. And like I would have the most difficult time not going up and being like, stop. Just no. No. You officially have your music license revoked.
Like,
Get out.
if it wasn't such a meme, and you can relate to this because once again we're in the same age bracket, is like the old Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help. Like if before that was a meme.
Yeah. Yes. Seriously.
Well,
Because I mean, like, here's the thing. I grew up with Motown and stuff.
oh hell yeah.
Like that is my jam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my dad growing up, we listened to nothing but the oldies. I mean, I'm from the Great Lakes region, so Motown for us that's like a part of our history.
Oh hell
You
yeah.
know, and so I grew up listening to that, the Four Tops, Aretha Franklin, all these great great singers and bands from the Monkees and stuff like that.
The
And now I
Platters.
listen to music. Now I listen to music nowadays, and it's like, uh, I hate you all. Like I feel like the music today is part of the reason why I'm so depressed all the time.
It it
Like,
re- it reminds
oh,
me a lot of like an interview that Corey Taylor had with Loudwire when like he was talking about how like bad like Kids Bop was, and he actually just goes, "You listen to Slayer and you'll love it." Like, yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one, Corey. Like, just I hear modern pop music and it's like just causing all my energy not to like want to start a mosh pit.
okay, so I've got to ask, and this is a serious question. Do you guys have music piped in where you work?
Yes, and it is like one good song followed by three or four trash songs.
Uh, all right, so all I can remember is when I used to work retail and I was putting myself through school and whatnot, Christmas music.
When
And
I hear
it
Mariah
was,
Carey, I have a nosebleed.
yes, thank you. Like, I'm sorry, it's a wonderful Christmas time or whatever that crap is. I'm
Yeah.
like, shut that shit off.
Like,
I
I
mean,
hear Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, and I either think it's like on, like, skipping the needle on the record player, or like Paul McCartney had a stroke in the middle.
yes, that is, and the worst part is that is the most replayed song in a day.
Mm-hmm.
You could have 3 hours of different Christmas songs, but that song will play 35 times in those 3 hours.
Or it's the cover of 200 Miles, which was originally done by Chrissy Hind from what is it, the Pretenders?
Yeah, I think so.
It's
Yes.
the same band that did Back on the Chain Gang. I always get that confused. I think it's the Pretenders, but it's covered by Katie Tunstall, the same singer that's that big black horse in a cherry tree. Woohoo!
Oh, no.
And like
Oh,
my whenever I hear that, like, and and here's the thing too, is this song is not even a Christmas song. It's about getting out of like drug rehab.
well, they say to sing what you know about.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, that white powder though ain't snow. That's Colombian marching powder. And
Oh man,
and but
it's
like
so bad.
but thinking about like modern pop music, it reminds me of that Chris Rock thing about like the dirtiest songs out there. He's like, and why people and why chicks be dancing to it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like every single song is the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone,
Drinking,
everyone.
partying, sex.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. Like I could turn on 6 different radio stations right now, and every song would be about one of those 3 things. Oh, don't forget the booty popping. Gotta have the booty popping. And I'm like, oh no, just go, go,
And like when I hear those
please.
songs about like pop that booty, I'm like, dude, my ass is concave.
Right? I'm
It's
like the only time I pop my booty is when I pop it out of bed in the morning.
and to quote Jeff Foxworthy or Bill Engvall, it's like men don't even aren't even aware they have a butt until it starts itching.
God, ain't that the truth?
Oh, speaking of like Jeff Foxworthy, this hit home for me, and I was talking to I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Was like this actually happened too. I can relate. So like at my store, and I'm hoping they were listening to the Jeff Foxworthy joke, because like they were literally talking about Astroglide for the Puritans. It's this lubricant that apparently is really good stuff. Apparently, like you can put it on an SUV and fit it into a bird feeder.
Oh, wow.
But like speaking of bird feeders, when I hear them talking about this, I'm like, I bet I could put that on the poles of the bird feeder and keep the squirrels off of it.
Now that's an image I'd like to see right there.
That actually, that would be something I could probably actually see Raven do. Be like, I could just hear her being like, I got this bird feeder on my balcony and the damn squirrels won't fucking get off of it.
Hmm.
Shout out to
Yeah, I
Raven.
can
Love
see
you,
that.
Raven.
I can see that. I can see that.
And like Curios in the bushes with like a BB gun.
All right, now I just have like this mental image playing in my mind right now of what this looks like.
It's like a sting operation with like Raven with like some sort of like Crisco or like something like that, like on the edges of the bird feeder, and then you got Curio in the bushes with like a sniper rifle, like BB gun with a laser sight, like just aimed at the bird feeder. So when the squirrel's like coming and attacking it, like he just goes nuts.
But wait, you're missing a key component here of this story, though. You're missing a key component because see, the whole thing is that Raven would have the Crisco, and then she'd look at it and she'd be like, "What do I do here? What do I do? What do I do?" And the thing of it is that this would all be being recorded. She would be streaming this while it was being recorded, and then she'd be like looking at the chat, being like, "Guys, what do I do? What do I? Somebody tell me what to do." And you hear Curio in the background going, "Just put it on the dang poll. Just put it on. Just put it there.
Just put it on the
Put it
damn
on."
thing. And then it's immediately clipped by Copeland.
Yes.
With the title being Hufflepuff confirmed.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna get banned for certain from that Discord.
Yes, we are.
And Dark is gonna be so upset that she wasn't on the call with us for the podcast.
I know. I know. Next time we're bringing her in. I don't even care. We are bringing her in. From hell or high water.
Like she could be in an iron lung or like on like text to speech because like she can't speak and she can just sound like Stephen Hawking.
I'm good with that.
And then we could just like pay her like random money just so she can go, "I am a disco dancer and a sweet romancer." Oh
I'm
my
already off my phone and you put that on text to speech.
Oh my. Dude, you want to talk about text to speech? There was a game I played several months ago called Centralia by the worst developer I have ever seen. For those that know me long enough, this developer was worse than anything GD Nomad has released. But the entire main character was text to speech in this like if Jeremy Clarkson had a stroke and was on a talk box, that's what it would sound like.
Wow, that is wow.
Like literally, the clip. I mean, just for background purposes, like I literally could not keep a straight face during the entire like opening cutscene. It was like, including my daughter Shirley. Shirley went to another village, and I followed. Sweet Shirley.
Oh, that wow, that is terrible. That is the oh yeah, that's no.
And I think it was the same like TTS like vocoder that's used in like 90s techno music.
Oof.
Like, I don't know if you ever heard of the band Pendulum or not.
Yes.
It's the same voice that was in the opening part to the song Blood Sugar by Pendulum.
Now I'd have to look that up. I've heard of them, but I can't that song out.
Like, it would have just like I would have paid top dollar if like the TTS turned into, actually, fuck it, I lied. It's drum and bass. What you gonna do?
Oh man.
Like, that would have been like the end all be all of like trolls in a video game.
Yes, absolutely.
So, speaking of trolls in video games, I do have to ask you this, just because, once again, you and I are in the same age bracket. What do you think is, like, the one game, not series or franchise, the one game that has trolled people the hardest?
Oh. Are we talking like a developer or something, like coming out with a tweet or something and trolling fans?
No, just, like, the one game that, like, had the biggest, I guess, to keep it simple, had like the biggest hype, like it was gonna be this like game, this world-changing game, and it just turned out to be a complete disaster for one reason or the next.
Oh God, there are so many through the years. Oh,
See, I've got
um,
I've got one in mind for this one, but I want to know what your thoughts are before I voice mine, because like anybody from like that's played 90s and 80s and 90s FPSs know what I'm thinking about.
yeah.
I mean, we can already guess it's probably going to be an FPS or an RPG because those are like the ones that are
Yeah,
like just.
I mean, probably the one that I would have to give it to would be Duke Nukem Forever. Like,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
that was such a dumpster fire, and yeah, I mean that was so hyped for so many years, and then it went away, and then came back with more hype, and then went away, and then came back with more hype, and I mean the writing was on the wall, but that was such a dumpster fire of a game.
Yeah.
As much as we were like, we are so proud of the work we did here, that was the CEO being like, y'all better say something nice because our asses are on the line with this.
And they probably paid people on Fiverr to play the game and give like top reviews.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that was such a dumpster fire of a game for how much it was promoted and stuff.
You,
That would have to be my top pick.
you know what? You talking about all that? You, if we're gonna just segue just briefly before I give my answer, like like Duke Nukem Forever was like the Chinese democracy of the gaming world. If you remember the whole Chinese democracy Guns N' Roses thing,
Yes.
tell me you don't see a correlation between like Axl Rose and the developers of Duke Nukem Forever just continuing to be like, oh, it's under development. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
so Duke Nukem Forever, I'll give you that one, but I would have to give my money to Daikatana.
oh, yeah. I was thinking that one too. Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
that.
I still remember to this day, in like, it must have been like 95, 96, 97. Like, I picked up a copy of PC Gamers right after Red Alert or Red Alert. It was Red Alert or Red Alert 2 that came out, was like right on the cover. It must have been 96 because I was in. No, it was 97, 96 or 97. And like, there was an ad for Soul Reaver, which was absolutely incredible. There was an ad for Revenant, which was also incredible. You know, back when IDOS had like the hourglass shaped boxes. And then there was
Yeah.
the Daikatana ad that just said John Romero is about to make you his bitch.
Yes. Yes. And you saw that, and it was like, what? Like, honestly, I cannot think of uh, another time before that where something so blatant was said.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was almost mind-boggling that they even allowed that.
Yeah, I mean, and for those that don't know about John Romero, once again, Indy and I are showing our age, but he was one of the founding developers for the modern FPS genre. He was one of the creators of Wolfenstein, for crying out
Yeah.
loud.
Wasn't John Romero lead designer on Wolfenstein?
Yeah, he was. He
Yeah.
also was lent to, and like, and for the ones again, those that don't know, this you can relate to this. Indy was like when Wolfenstein was shareware.
Hmm. Yeah.
And like Ramiro also did stuff with Blake Stone. Blake Stone,
Hmm.
God, that takes me back.
Oh yeah.
And like, argue all those that want, if it wasn't for Wolfenstein or Blake Stone, we wouldn't have an FPS like Doom.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Let's be honest. Wolfenstein was the first FPS that really showed what gaming could do with that genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That I mean, and I would just encourage people that if you've not played like the original Doom games, they're available. Pick them up. I get it. The graphics are kind of terrible and stuff. I get it, but that is showing exactly what gaming was, how it got to where it is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to play the classics in order to appreciate what you have now.
Oh, I know Blake Stone for a fact is on GOG for like $2 US.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can pick that up. You can pick up, like I said, the Doom 1, Doom 2. I think are like $5 a piece on Xbox and PC and
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation. But going back to Wolfenstein, I mean that blew people away. I mean, nothing like that had ever been seen before.
Yeah. I mean, and Romero was on, I think it was id Software. I pretty sure it was id that like that he was the lead developer on before his head was so
Yeah.
far up his ass.
Hmm.
Hang on, I'm pulling up John Romero's Wikipedia page just so we can kind of get a rundown. Okay, he was also the lead designer for Hexen and Quake.
Wow. Yeah, I remember Quake, but I did not remember that.
I forgot about Hexen, which I know Hexen and Heretic, which are in the same universe, actually are also on Steam now.
Yes.
Let's see. Wait, Ramiro was also did half the levels in Commander Keen. Good lord, we really are going back in time now.
Well, that's why we're cranky old farts, remember?
This is very true. But like when he did the ad for Daikatana,
Yes.
and that's all it said. And I played Daikatana in like 99, I think, and it was the biggest letdown. And like,
Oh man. Yeah.
and then of course, like several months ago, I played Daikatana for my birthday episode on YouTube as like one of the classic retros versus one of the terrible retros, and it was Daikatana versus Flashback.
Hmm.
Oh, Flashback. Did you ever play that back in the day?
I don't think I did.
Oh, dude, that was back when like Interplay and Delphine Software were doing like quote unquote cutting edge like platformers.
Oh yeah.
Like this was back in the day of like what was the other game? Out of This World.
Hmm.
You probably do you remember those ads of Out of This World? It's like if you're scared of this face, don't play this game.
Yes.
Oh man, but yeah, I played it again and I played like 30 minutes and like Daikatana was so it was it was buggier than well, I would say it was buggier than my ex-wife, but I mean, that's just overkill at this point.
So I applaud you, sir. I applaud you.
I just like shoehorn that in there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, that wasn't shoehorn. That was perfect. So I now correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think after Daikatana failed, I think John Romero walked away from the games industry altogether. Did he not?
I think that was what made like Ion Storm collapse.
Yeah.
And like he dropped out of the limelight. Hang on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Hang on, I'm pulling back up his Wikipedia page just to see what's going on. Let's see if he's done anything as of. He did a Zork game in 1989. Oh my god, I feel dirty now. Oh no, I know why I've been seeing him is because he started his own game company called Romero Games Limited,
Okay.
and he did some work with Ghost Recon. Oh, this is why I'm seeing him a lot, is because they're doing a re-release of Chex Quest.
Which one?
Like, okay, so because apparently General Mills was hard up for money with their cereal, they made an FPS based on their Chex cereal. I know
Oh,
this because I
I
had a.
remember.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, like back when they had like the CD ROMs like at the bottom of the cereal boxes. I wish I was making that up.
Yes, it was all like against the like side of the box, so you just like reach your hand down against the side and you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, like Romero had a hand in that. I remember to this day because I took it over to my friend Andrew's place to try and play it, and it crashed his computer. We put the disc into a CD-ROM, and his computer B-sodded.
Oh man.
Like I feel like Romero at this point is like so hard up for money. Like he's just like, as Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation would say, are just jumping on the bloated corpses of like past games, hoping for
Yeah.
like a resurgence. But that's, I hate to say it, but that's like what we're seeing now to this day with a lot of like redoings of old games. Like we're seeing it with like Resident Evil. We're seeing it with like modern horror games at this point. Like they're taking classics and they're just like puking them back up and hoping it's going to work.
Now, I do want to take a sidestep here for a minute because I will say I love horror games. I
Mm-hmm.
am a big horror games fan. Uh, love being scared and stuff, and I do give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Resi 2 was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, that's how you do a remake.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that and as divisive as what this statement is going to be, I really loved Resi 3. I wish it would have expanded a little more. I wish it would have had some of the areas and stuff that it did, or that it didn't in the remake that was in the original. And I wish we still kind of had a little bit of that. And I get kind of the outrage people have with the shorter runtime. I do understand that. But I'm not disappointed in the game at all. Like, I thought Nemesis was scary as shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when it's tromping after you and you barely have a chance to even stand up before that thing's on you and whipping your ass, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I really can't fault Capcom. However, I will say this, Capcom, you need to listen up. We are demanding a Dino Crisis remake in
Hell
RE
yes.
engine. Okay? I don't want none of this. I don't want Resi 4. I don't want Resi Code Veronica.
Oh,
I don't
God.
want any of that. Okay? I want Dino Crisis. Give it to us.
Dino Crisis, God yes. Then that would be a classic. But like I'm with you on like the Res E stuff, like because you know one of the first games I played for PlayStation was RE2. And like other games like Parasite Eve. I mean, that creeped the hell out of me, but that also got me into like body horror. So after that I was watching Hellraiser and David Cronenberg movies and John Carpenter movies, but like now I feel like, and this is really going to be like, this is going to put a target on my back. It's like ever since Doom 3 tripped in the dark and thought it was Silent Hill 2, like every FPS franchise thinks they can mimic that style. And like you see it in Resident Evil 7, but I just feel like, and this is, I feel like there needs to be more of a balance. And I feel like the only real game that combined like FPS whiz-bang shooty fun with horror was probably Fear.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I mean, in Fear 2, which I'm currently playing, you know, for just shenanigans' sake, is decent, but it lacks that J-horror aspect that like the original Fear did. But like, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like so many of these games, and this is why I can't like play Phasmophobia, because like besides the fact every asshole and their grandparent is like, oh, Phasmophobia is so scary. I'm like, have you played Amnesia: The Dark Descent?
That's a creepy game.
Like, have you played Amnesia? Have you played Penumbra? Have you played Condemned Criminal Origins?
Oh, Condemned. Ugh.
Like, those are like the real like even Blood looks creepier than Phasmophobia. Blood. That game's a good one too.
I mean, you know, and I guess here's the thing that I would say about like Resi 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't really particularly consider that an FPS. And I know that probably sounds really weird considering that it's literally you have guns and you're in first person mode. Okay, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think of an FPS, it's faster paced. You don't really have necessarily uh, puzzling that you do with a Resi game,
Mm-hmm.
and so I find that more kind of in a gray area. I don't really call it an FPS, even though I guess that would be what it would be classified as, because it's a lot slower than a normal FPS. There's quite a lot of intricate puzzling
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be done, which you really don't find anything like that in any FPS outside of maybe like little things here and there.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'll give you that. No, that actually makes perfect sense. Like you're on limited ammo capacity. There's definitely more of a horror aspect comparatively speaking.
right, and so I can see how it's classified as maybe an FPS, but I find it more in that gray area. And for myself, I really love Resi 7. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to um, Resident Evil 8 Village. Uh, I'm excited to see where that goes and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, as far as like actual first person horror games, that I would call an FPS. It's really that is such a hard thing to nail down
Mm-hmm.
because, like you said, when you have unlimited ammo and it's run and gun and stuff like that, I really don't find the fear in that all that much.
Yeah.
Fear to me, a game that is scary is meant to be slow, is meant to have that tension build up. And I mean, even something like Doom, like I'll even say Doom 2016, Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
I mean, there were moments in that game that definitely were jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
And, but in no way would I classify that as a horror game.
Yeah, I mean, because maybe it's just me, but like for me, the baseline of horror, once again, condemned because you're looking in like, yes, okay, that is an action like game too, but like you're relying on the resources around you, and at any time, you know, Trenchcoat Jesus could beat you over the head with a hunk of rebar. Or like going even a step further, you have Amnesia. More modern, you have Outlast.
Mhm.
You've got the Slender games.
Yes.
You've got, okay, here we go. I'll even capitalize on this. You have PT.
Yes. Absolutely.
And even though I think Hideo Kojima is one of like the most like I wouldn't say pompous, but like most predictable developers out there.
Mhm.
With I don't know, maybe it's just me like that I'm tired of like hearing about the same games like every 30 seconds when it's by the same people over and over again. It's like, oh, Death Stranding's great, Fall Guys is great. Fall Guys is just gang beasts with like a fresh coat of paint, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, and you can always, I feel like this is really gonna like paint a target. But I feel like people who are just constantly streaming the exact same games are just trying to capitalize on it.
No, I would completely agree. I would completely agree. The thing of it is that you have a game that catches on with a big name, semi big name. A lot of people see it, and all of a sudden, everybody wants to pick it up. Hey guys, let's play this. And look, I'm not knocking any streamers or anything
Mm-hmm.
that play something like Fall Guys or Apex or Overwatch or anything. I've done that in the past myself.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, you know. But let's be honest, and I'll say this: I don't fault anybody for what they play. I don't fault anybody for what they stream. Nothing like that. We're all gamers.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I just want to play a good game that I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And all that I think anybody who streams, anybody who games, that's what you should do. Don't play something because you feel forced into it. Play it because you enjoy it and you want to have fun with the game. That's at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But I
Yeah.
will say this: don't go around and being like, oh, I'm not this or I'm not that or I'm not doing that. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Like, just admit it. It's okay. It's
Like,
okay to admit what you're doing.
if you
I'm
want to
saying,
stream to clout chase, that's cool. But I'm not
yeah,
gonna follow you.
I'm like, it's okay if that's what you want to do. You do you. Just be honest about it. Like
Yeah,
I ain't faulting you. And okay, can I say something a little divisive right now?
dude, come on. It's the cranky old farts.
Okay, all right. I want to say something a little divisive, and I don't mean any disrespect. Now, obviously, probably somebody's going to be offended. Whatever. I don't really care. Now, be offended, cancel me. Goody. Oh, I get kicked off social media. Woohoo!
Hey, dude,
Move
look at
on.
this way. Your blood pressure will be a lot lower.
Right. Here's my take on it, though. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, look. First of all, I am not in the camp that women get more views than men. Right? Look at somebody like Doctor Disrespect. That dude is mega popular.
Oh yeah.
Look at Ninja. Look at these guys. First of all, that's an argument that's way out of line, way out of place. It has nothing to do with you being a male or a female. It's all about your content.
Yeah.
That being said, though, and I'm sorry, I'm going to call this out. I get real sick and tired of a lot of these people, and yes, this is a comment about women. Be prepared. Spoiler alert. I see many young ladies who are, well, I'm not a titty streamer. Honey, let me tell you something. I'm going to be point blank honest with you, okay? If you are taking a photo to post on your page when you go live or something and your angle is up in the air so that the camera is barely catching your face and pretty much looking down your shirt, it's low cut and
Mm-hmm.
barely covers anything up. And when you go on camera and you're barely wearing any clothing at all that barely covers up anything, leaves anything to the imagination, okay, that's exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you're doing. I don't have a problem with that. You do you. If
Yeah.
that's how you're making bank, you make that bank. You pull in that money however you want to pull in that money.
Yeah.
But don't sit there and get all offended when somebody calls you that and say, that's not what I'm doing. Yeah, you are. And you know that you are.
First of
Like,
all, the Freudian slip you put in there was hilarious. Like, you pull it in, and I'm like, yeah, I see what you did there, Indy. Well done, sir. Well done. I mean, somebody's gonna be pulling something.
right?
But I mean, I agree with you, and I first of all, I hate that phrase "titty streamer." Like, I feel it's so like pejorative.
Yeah. And I want to make this clear. I am not sitting here and saying going to call women that or anything like that. That is the term that is used. That is the term I am using because it's the nomenclature that is used. I want to make that clear.
Well, and here's the other thing
And
too. Out of like the 3 to 4 years that I've known you, dude, like you are one of the nicest guys like I legitimately have ever talked to. Like I thought you were when I first started talking, I'm like, this is one of the nicest dudes out there. Like you're not like these people that put up a tough guy front or an asshole front or an overly sarcastic front. That I'm like, is this dude for real? Like there are people on the discords plural that we share that there's like when I first met some people like I absolutely want to like just put my fist through this dude. Not you, like you are legitimately one of the nicest people. So before people like get their nuts and their knots, like that is not Indy. He's legitimately just stating his observations.
yeah, and like I said, I want to make this clear. You know, it doesn't offend me. I applaud anybody. You stream however you want to stream. Use social media however you want to social media. You talk and do you. Just be honest about what you're doing.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't have to pretend like you're not doing what you're doing. I mean, you are, and it's okay. Make that bank. Make that money. How you make that money.
yeah,
Do you?
yeah. But be honest about it, and I'm
Yeah,
upfront about it.
exactly. Just be honest about what you're doing.
Yeah, and usually in most of my videos, not that I've got like man jugs or anything like that, or my the boogie squares flopping around in my pants. I mean, it's not like that, but but I say up front, I don't play like most mainstream games because it's not my thing, because I don't want to be a bandwagon person. Like, I didn't even play Dark Souls until like the hype train. First of all, the word hype to me is like the word moist for some people. I hate the word hype. Like, I just feel like it's like when people talk. This is the thing that bothers me about it. Like, "Hey, we get the hype train." It just sounds like a circle jerk waiting to happen. Like think about it for a second. And it just turns into this competition. It's like, oh, I got 2 subs, I got 3 subs, I got 5 subs. Like, just waiting to see who can give more subs. And I mean, and mind you, I've jumped on the hype train. Like, my friend Mandy from Tea with Mandy, who's like the sweetest streamer ever. Like, she's tied with Raven for just being sweet. Like, we did a hype train on her once, and legitimately, it's just because we all like her. And she's like the most mellow person. But some guys are like, "Oh, I donated 2 subs. Let's see some feet pics."
uh,
And I was like, "What?"
yeah.
Like, I've got some hairy feet, dude. Do you want to see some pictures of Hobbit foot? Because I can just take you a picture right now.
Hey, I'll always take some Hobbit feet pics. I'm just throwing that out there.
Dude,
Yeah.
we could start OnlyFans with like Hobbit foot pics, and we could just say like, "Hey, this is Elisha Wood's feet."
And only fans for Hobbit takes. There you go.
Dude, Rule 34 is there for a reason, so I'm not gonna put it past there is probably an OnlyFans for
There probably is. There probably not
fantasy
is.
feet pics. Like, there's some really smooth foot with that's these feet are Elrond's, or these feet are Harry Potter's feet, or these feet are dumped, and then it cuts to a really dirty foot. It's like, this belongs to Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Like, there's my foot right there.
Yeah. And and that's the thing that I'll say when it comes to streamers. I follow people because I genuinely enjoy their content.
Yeah,
You know, I follow men and women and people from all walks of life, all different perspectives and stuff. I don't follow people because of looks or anything like that. I follow you because you're cool, because we've interacted in some way and you're awesome, you're decent, and it's like I want to keep in touch with you people.
yeah,
You know, that's why I follow who I follow.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it just, yeah, I don't know, like sometimes just what I see just sometimes really gets my goat with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So
mean, and even it almost, and I was talking, Ray and I've talked about this more times than we can count. It's like, it's such a numbers game with any content creator, and it's follow for follow, it's sub for sub, it's
mm,
whose dick do I have to suck to get 5 subscribers, or to get a hype train or something like that.
right,
And it's absolutely infuriating, because I think back in our day, if we wanted to get noticed, we actually had to work at it.
yeah,
Like, in school with friends, if we did sports, even in the early days of video gaming, when it was Red Alert, or the original Command and Conquer, or Doom, or Quake, it was more about the skill and how we could finesse the situation, and less about, Oh, look at me! I've got 2 more people than you. Her, 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 her.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's interesting. It's interesting now that we're talking about this because I'll be the first one to say this. Like I consider you one of probably my best friends that I've met online.
Yeah, same
Like
here.
honestly, you are probably one of my best friends that I've met online, and I would say the same thing about Raven. I would say the same thing about Savvy, about Curio, about Dark,
Mm.
about Doug, um, which you probably know who I'm talking about when I say Doug.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay,
McUgly.
okay, yeah, yeah. You know, like honestly, just great human beings, great people all around.
Mm.
And so, yeah, I've developed a lot of close knit friendships with all of you, and they've been fostered and stuff. But it's real interesting because, like you were saying, back when we were growing up, we had to work at fostering a lot of this stuff.
Mm.
And now, a lot of what, especially with this pandemic going on, a lot of that fostering is taking place through online communities only.
Yeah.
And that in no way, means that the friendships are any less real or anything because it doesn't, you
Yeah.
know. And I'll say this, I have friends that I've been gaming with online since pretty much the days of the when the PS4 came out,
Yeah.
and party chats were more
Oh
commonplace.
God, party
And
chats. That takes me back.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I've been gaming with some of these people for a number of years, and I mean, like, I'll be the first one to say this. This year they've all three had their birthdays this year.
Mm.
I've sent each of them a birthday gift this year.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're my friends. We've None of us have ever met each other in real life. None of us have ever sat down and had a coffee together or nothing like that. But
Mm.
I would say that some of them, that three of them that I have known even longer than yourself, um, are three of the closest friends that I have, and
Yeah.
we've never even been in the same room together, let alone the same state.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
it's like you said though, back when we were growing up, that's not how things worked. And now, I kind of feel like I'm stuck in the middle because I'm still the kind of person that likes to go out when I could.
Pre
Again,
circumstances.
yeah, yeah. You're in lockdown. Woo!
You're probably
So
like, sweet Jesus, yes.
yeah, yeah. So, but like I'm the kind of person where I love going out and I love meeting new people.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, I love it. I
Mm.
mean, side note here, like I'm the kind of person I go to the cancer center for checkups and treatments and stuff, and I legit end up making at least 10 new friends every time I go. You know, that's just me. I'm a sociable type of person, but with the pandemic and now the rise of streaming services and Discord and all these, online gaming and stuff, I kind of feel like I'm stuck in the middle. One, I like the old way of doing it, but I'm also appreciative for the new way too because that's brought a lot of new people into my life and helped me connect with people that I otherwise never would have even gotten a chance to know. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. I'm incredibly grateful for all the friends that I've made along the way.
Yeah. No, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I'm the same way. I mean, I can legitimately say, like, you are one of my best friends that I've met in general, not just online, but all together. And I've said this before in a lot of my other videos. Ray Killam, the author, she is my best friend in the world. And we talk every day, but we've never met each other. And
Yeah.
but like I'm in the same school of thought that you are. Like, because I love talking to people. At least I used to before like retail like put my ass in a sling. But like a big example of this. one of my dear friends who I've known for like 3 years, Bijou Demon, she lives just a few states north of me, and I've had the opportunity to meet them twice.
Hmm.
And I never thought that was possible. So I'm like, wait, we're breaking societal norms. I'm actually getting to meet somebody that I met on Discord that I watched stream. What? Is this possible? I mean, okay, let me ask you this then to dovetail off that. Like, do you ever feel like if you have the opportunity to meet, say, Dark or Raven or Curio or Jax, do you ever feel like almost like imposter syndrome would kick in? Like, this isn't me meeting them, this is somebody else.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and actually, Curio and them actually are not super far from me, relatively. I mean, about a day's drive or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because I mean,
but
because Raven and Curio, they
relatively,
live like 2 hours away from where I used to go to college.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, relatively not really that far and everything. But yeah, I would feel that way. I'd almost feel like, is this even really happening? Like, yeah, it's hard to explain, but no, I get what you're saying. It would be hard. It would be weird.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
It would be hard, it would be weird.
oh,
Sorry.
I have a nickel for every time. No.
That's a paddling. No, but I mean, no, it's in. I feel like, and this is kind of go back to the subject. I mean, as this is like the cranky old farts. I feel like if people in like the content creator community, like YouTube and streaming, like if they had a chance to meet some of these individuals, like I feel like they would not speak to each other. They would continue just to like reply on their phones because that's all they know. Like not to, I mean, and once again, you're talking to somebody who has anxiety, who has depression, who's like used to be extroverted AF and now is a complete introvert. Um, or as like Meowj and I used to say, ambiverted, like we can flip flop between extroverted and introverted. But I feel like some of these people are just like, if they have a chance to meet one another, their brains would explode.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm an extroverted introvert.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that one out.
Well, no,
Um,
that's ambivert. Like you're ambidextrous in the version department.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I've never heard that word before, so that's a new one. But yeah, that's exactly it. Um, I mean, well, you even see it. I can remember taking my cousins, uh, to, like, school or something. They'd be sitting in the back seat and hear click 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 click, click, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, talking with each other. I'm like, "You're 6 inches apart. Just talk."
Dude, I know.
I'm like,
Like
I'm
I
like, what?
like I was on.
What is happening?
No, I'll do you one more recently. This a few days ago, I was on Skype with somebody, and like our conversations kept getting paused because she was like looking. Now, mind you, I wasn't really paying attention because I was driving at the time. Um,
Yeah,
and like I thought like our conversation had froze for whatever reason because I was driving between states, and like she's like, "Oh, sorry, I was just talking to my roommate." I'm like, "Oh, where's your roommate?" "Oh, in the next room over." You're texting your roommate in the next room over.
yeah,
What?
yeah,
Because I mean, like, which is funny because like, Harkov, who was like my other best friend in the world, who I've known for like 20 years now. Oh my god. Like Harkov and I used to live with each other in the same apartment for like 5 years before he met his wife, and like we had. Oh, just this goes to show like how old we are. We had AIM, AOL IM,
yeah, yeah.
and like we would only like do AIM like if we were like drinking at the time. And we were like, three sheets to the wind to like go into the other person's room, and we usually knew that was the case if one of us was listening to Daft Punk, but that's beside the point. The Daft Punk is on. Well, I'm not going in his room now, but like, yeah, we would just be like knock on each other's walls like Peter and Lawrence from Office Space. I'm like, hey, what's up? No, nothing. You? Okay, cool. Want to watch MythBusters? Yeah.
Speaking of Mythbusters, I've been binge watching that on Hulu.
I hate to say this, dude, but when Harkov and I lived together, we had old versions of Mythbusters on VHS.
Yes.
We had Mythbusters and Mystery Science Theater 3000 on VHS tapes, and not even the Mike era MST3. It was the Joel era. Yeah, how do you like them apples?
Man, it's okay. You said something just a minute ago, and it hit me. Oh my God, we are officially old enough to have 20+ year friendships.
Yeah, dude, like I'm 37 years old, and like my friend from high school, Catfish, I've known him since I was 15. That is, I've known Catfish for over 20 years. Harkov I've known for like 19 years. And most of these young people are like, "Oh, we've been besties for 6 months." I'm like, "Dude, no. Here's a
No,
coloring book. Go sit in the corner."
you must be friends this long before they are BFFs.
Dude, it's like a line for the roller coaster.
Right. So if it's a line for the roller coaster, then 2 months is you just stepped in line and you've moved like maybe 14 inches.
Yeah.
Us, on the other hand, would be like, this is our 7th time on.
Seriously, I mean, it's at that point, yeah. I mean, it seriously is. It's kind of like, and we're just at this point, we're like fast passing in just because we're like, people are like, "Oh, this is the scariest thing." I'm like, "Oh, wait, I thought we were on the bumper cars."
Right, right. Okay, so speaking of long friendships, my two, like, I don't know if this would be the right way. My two in real life friends, like the two guys that are my best friends that I, before the pandemic, I saw all the time.
Yeah.
Hung out with all the time. One I've known for 24 years,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one I've known for 23 years. And I was best man at both their weddings.
Nice.
And not only that, they were married on the exact month. In fact, the exact same weekend, 1 year apart. So one got married on, like, I think it was the 18th, and then next year the other one was married on the 19th. So they were legit married 1 year, 1 day apart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
nuts.
because I mean, I just had my 38th birthday. In fact, my birthday was last week.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, big ol'. Can I get so for even though this podcast is going up like a few days, probably in I'd say 4 days, like can I get some like some happy belated birthday spam for Indy because he really is a legitimately amazing dude.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And now you have to go to Triple X root beer for me.
Man, I'll tell you though, I think I'm officially at that age where I can start counting my birthdays backwards. Like, how old are you? Oh, I just turned 37 or 36, or I don't know. I'm 25. I'm 25 now. Back off.
Dude, like no, I'm legitimately looking forward to hitting age 40. Like I don't know why. I feel like that is just a milestone because going back to our first comments when people are like, "I've turned 30. Oh my god, my life is over." Like do those tweets ever drive you absolutely batshit crazy?
Oh my God, yes. It's like your whole life has only been in your 20s and
Mm-hmm.
before. Like, I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm pretty,
I'm none of
I'm
those things.
30
What are you talking
now, I'm an
about?
old fat and nobody will ever love me. I'm like, no, no, your 30s are the best. Okay, let me explain this. Your 30s are your best time. And I'll tell you why. Because when you're, let's take this by decade. All right, when you're a kid, everybody tells you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a teenager, everybody tells you what to do, but you think all of them are stupid.
I still think that those people are stupid. So go on.
Yeah, well, okay, well, but legit, some people earn that.
You're
when
right.
you're
I'll
in
give you that.
when you're in your 20s, you think you have it all figured out, and you think life doesn't get any better than this.
Mm-hmm.
But then you hit your 30s, and then you're able to look back from the time you were a kid to a teenager to all the way through your 20s, and then you can look and you're like, man, I was an idiot. And see, the cool thing about your 30s and getting older into your 30s is then you can look at others doing the same dumb crap that you did, and you're like, you already know where it's headed. And you're like, thank God I'm not that person anymore.
Oh, yes, I will give you that 100%. Is seeing like this, just to spill some beans out there, like an old friend of mine from high school, when he went off to college, he was completely hammered, and somebody bet him $1 to go down the steepest hill on campus in a shopping cart.
Oh, man.
He got the dollar, but he like broke his face, and like now,
Oh,
like I see people on Twitter, and once again, I've got nothing against stoners. I don't do any kind of drug except nicotine, but like I've had some people with that have had bad trips, and that gets me. I never want to smoke weed, so don't ever try and convince me to do it with you or do an edible. If you want to do it, good on you. I'm never gonna do it. But like these people on social media that are like, oh well, I was drunk and I was high last night, and I fell down a flight of stairs, and I'm thinking, whose fault is that?
right.
I'm just like, at that point, you just want to. I mean, when I hear people do that, like these are the people that deserve to be bricked into their residences like an Edgar Allan Poe book.
Okay, so we're going through a lot of different topics.
Yeah,
Just like we're hitting kind of every single topic along the train line here, and next time we'll maybe have like a few topics that we'll tackle or whatnot, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
yeah, we're
We're
just
having
freewheeling tonight.
we're free willing it tonight. So let me share a drug story with you. Now, I've I've tried marijuana a couple of times. Not really my thing. I don't particularly care for it.
Yeah.
Don't have a problem. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. Hey, I get it, but I'll be honest with you. The first time I ever tried it, I had cotton mouth like a mofo, and I had the munchies, and I'm like, this is it? This is what all the hype is about? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm thirsty and I just want Doritos. Like, this is not fun for me. I'm just being honest. If you enjoy it though, that's awesome. You know what? That's awesome. For
Yeah.
you. But so I knew somebody, and I wanna make sure that I don't give too much pertinent information here. But I knew somebody when I was a teenager, and they find me after school, and they're like, "Man, you got to walk home with me." All right, why? Just,
Mm-hmm.
just just walk home with me. Walk home with me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's going on? Oh man, dude, I just I dropped some acid.
Oh, damn.
What? Yeah, man, yeah. Buddy of mine, he had some, and a few of us, dropped it. Oh man, and like this is just crazy, man. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm kind of seeing some stuff. Like just make sure I get home safely. I'm like, all right, because now I'm freaking out a little bit, right? I'm like, this is some hardcore stuff, and again, showing my age a little bit. Back then, that was the hardcore stuff.
Isn't it
There's
still though
more.
to this day?
Huh?
Isn't like that kind of thing like one of the big ones still to this day is acid?
I don't know if it is or not.
I mean,
It may still be. Honestly, I can't really say. Showing
mind
you how in
you,
tune
I
I am
having
with
lived
it.
in Florida, I think meth is right up there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, meth and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. So at this point, I'm thinking, oh man, this is, I got to make sure he gets home safe. Got to make sure they get home safe. Okay. So we get back to the house and they stop and they just stare at the door for a second. They're like, oh, cool. I'm like, what? Awesome. And then they take off running. Full bore at the door, slam face first into it, stumble off the porch, land in the yard.
Nice.
What the heck just that? They get up, mother, cussing up a storm, all this stuff. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Get back up, look at the door. All right, do it again. Do I ever not close the door in my face again? The door is closed. No, it's cool. It's cool. He's saying keep it open for me. The door is closed. Takes off running again. Same thing happens. Wham! Face first in the door, stumbles backwards, lands in the yard.
Oh
Cussing up a storm and everything, pointing at the door and everything like that. I'm like, what is going on? Get up a third time. They're like, look, mofo, you better not. You had better not do that again. So I'm kicking your ass.
Oh my god.
I'm like, what is happening? Does it a third time. Third time, bam, smacks face first into this door, stumbles off the porch, lands in the yard. So finally, I'm like, all right, tell me what is going on.
Yeah.
And he's like, this mother effer keeps slamming the door in my face. I'm like, who? Mickey Mouse. And son of a bitch keeps opening up the door so I can run inside. Then right when I get there, he slams it back in my face. I hate you, Mickey Mouse. I hate you.
Oh my god.
And I'm like legit standing there like, that's why I don't do drugs.
Seriously, like, if I'm seeing Mickey Mouse, like, outside of the TV, it's because I am suffering from sleep paralysis. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like, wow, like, I've heard some bad trip stories, like, in my day from, like, other people, but, like, that is absolutely the biggest dumpster fire of, like, a trip story that I ever heard.
Yeah. I was like, what is happening right now? What is happening? So yeah, I like when that happened, that was the day I was like, and you know what? Drugs aren't for me. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Sober ain't that bad.
Like, and here's the funny thing too, like, yeah, just to kind of start to wind this down, like, these people on social media that are, like, living in states that are, like, where certain controlled substances are still, not allowed, like,
Sure.
and, well, okay, we're gonna just exclude weed just because a lot of states are now, like, making it legal or are decriminalizing it. Once again, not my thing. But these grown ass adults, and by adults I mean by legal standards over the age of 18 in America makes you legally an adult, that, like, talk about, like, doing blow off somebody's ass, and, like, they're like, oh, that's fine, it's social media, I'm anonymous. I'm like, bullshit. Somebody's gonna lift your IP, and, like, you're gonna be screwed thing the pooch, and I don't mean that literally.
Oh man.
Like,
Yeah. It's insane. And like I said, you do you. You know what I mean? Like you do you.
yeah,
I was like, that was the most insane thing I've ever seen. I was like, Mickey Mouse? Really? Not even somebody real. Mickey Mouse.
yeah, like, if somebody's gonna slam the door in my face, like, it needs to be like Art Linkletter or, like, Fred Sanford.
And the only thing that I could be thinking, I'm like, at least if it was a cartoon character, why couldn't it be someone cool like Wolverine,
Hell
Spider-Man?
yes. No, no, no,
You
no, no. I
know?
got you. Broadway from Gargoyles.
Yes, yes. Even I mean, come on, Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Launchpad from DuckTales.
Oh, Lunchpad McQuack. Respect.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
Baloo
Yes.
from Tailspin.
Ooh, that's a good one. Ah,
going
wait,
back
wait, wait.
going back to our earlier conversation before we started recording, Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash. There you go. Dale from Chippendale. Rescue Rangers.
Oh, dude, I had the biggest crush on Gadget from Rescue Rangers for years.
Which one of us did it?
She
Okay,
was hot
like,
and she was a
seriously,
nerd.
which one
What
of us
more
did it?
could you ask for?
Right? Gadget had it going on.
Dude, seriously, like, and she was always, and it was either Gadget or it was Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Oh, Daphne, yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, seriously, like it was those two, and I mean, if we want to go for a trifecta, it would be She-Ra.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Or like
Yeah.
Lucy Lawless as Xena.
Oh, Xena.
Dude, seriously, I know, right?
Hmm.
Or like,
I don't
or
know though.
Scully
I
from
don't
the
know though.
X-Files.
You're forgetting someone special though. Actually, a whole herd of someone.
All right, feed me.
Baywatch.
Oh, hell yes.
I'm sorry, but there is not a man out there that did not look forward to Saturday night slow running.
Mm-hmm. No, no, no. I'll give you one more just to really top it off. Bo Derek.
Oh,
The original Perfect 10.
yes, yes. Okay, I know we're getting ready to wind it down here, but two questions that I want to pose real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
This is a legit conversation I had when I used to work in a Toys R Us.
Oh, Toys R Us. Toys R Us and KB Toys, hell yes.
Yes, yes, you know what I'm talking about. So this is a legit conversation. Me and my crew were putting stuff out, and somebody we're working in the girls section, putting out dolls. And it was when Barbie came out with all the Disney princess dolls.
Okay.
And somebody goes, "Who's the hottest Disney princess?" And I want you to give this some thought and answer this question.
Hottest Disney princess? Oh, man. Like, because...
There was only
Oh,
one right answer.
I'm gonna have to say Jasmine from Aladdin.
Hmm. Now that's a top contender. That's a top contender. But I disagree.
All right, okay, well, who's your response?
It's Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Okay,
But there's a
that's second place. But then again, Belle
no,
wasn't a princess to begin with. Belle was a nerd to begin with. She was inherited to the princess behavior.
okay, but wait. There is a reason why Belle tops the list. Again, spoiler, cranky comment coming.
Okay, yeah,
There's
I'll
a
give you
reason
that.
why Belle is at the top of the list. Because you know, if she was willing to shack up with a beast, that girl was into all sorts of freaky things.
Oh, dude, I know. Like, Homegirl was like the original kinky like chick out there.
Exactly, and that's why Belle is number one, because that girl has no limit.
Okay, if we're talking kinky, here's another quick one for you. The scene in Lion King when Simba and Nala are like fooling around and Can't You Feel the Love Tonight, they tumble down the hill and Simba lands on top of her. Do you remember the look on her face?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
the you want this look.
yep. That was the come hither one.
Dude, like seriously, like and none of us knew that at the time. But
No.
like now, like years later, we're like, that is the dirtiest freaking look I have seen in like cartoons.
Okay, and one other thing while we're going through Disney real quick. Now, it's not on the DVDs anymore, and you can't find it. You can only find this on the original tape, like the original VHS of Aladdin.
Here we go.
I don't care what Disney says. If that balcony scene, if you turn the volume up,
Take off
it
your clothes.
clearly says,
The take off your
"All right,
clothes one.
kitty, take off your clothes. Good
Yes.
kitty, take them all off." Disney can say all they want. Disney, you are liars. That
I
is exactly what was said, and you can say that's not what was said. I hear it.
do
Anybody that listens to it hears it.
no, dude, I am with you. And on top of that, in going back to the Lion King, when Simba lies down and like the blossoms go flying off to Rafiki, take a look at a good hard look at the what word those blossoms spell.
Oh, yeah. It spells X.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, this has been proven on E-Bombs World, so we all know that's a legitimate source.
Yeah. Do you believe everything you read on the internet? Well, at this point, I do because that's my only source of information.
That reminds me of that old like college humor cartoons like, why are you painting on my house? Do you know how popular I am on the internet?
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, so closing arguments because we've been recording for almost an hour and a half.
Yes. So you're probably going to have to cut this down.
No, this is unedited, dude. This is just going full keel.
Sweet. Well, I'll be canceled. Awesome.
We're gonna have no friends by the end of this, and this is only episode 1.
Right? Oh, God, and we got a lot more planned than this.
This
All
is
right.
just like the tip of like the salt iceberg. It's gonna be incredible.
Okay. Number one. Um, I want to ask to close this out. What are you looking forward to playing coming up? What's your game to close out the year?
Game to close out the year has got to be Amnesia Rebirth.
Amnesia Rebirth.
Okay, what about you?
I am a huge JRPG fan. So currently, I'm playing through the Trails in the Sky series, and Trails of Cold Steel 4 comes out in just a couple of weeks. Looking forward to jumping into that. That's another should be another about 100 hour JRPG, and that'll be my closing out the year game.
All right, then one other question for you since we're going through a lightning round. Underrated game of the year.
Ooh. Wow, that's wow. You know what? I'm just going to say because not a lot of people played it, but it's a crap ton of fun. It's stupid. It's enjoyable. Maneater.
Okay, Maneater, I'll give you that one.
It's some summer fun. How about you?
For that, I need to log back into Steam to see which game was probably the underrated one for the year for me because honestly, most of the games that I played are like, you know what? Why not? I'll just go against the grain. I'll say it's the latest release of Quiplash.
Flash. Right on.
You mean you can't go wrong with Jackbox?
Oh, yeah, you can't. You can't. Jackbox is an awesome party game to play with friends.
Actually, no. I'll take it back. I know what the underrated game of the year is. Dusk.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm gonna have to say Dusk because not just because I played a lot of David Szymanski's like indie horror games that were like when they were free on itch.io, but like legitimately, Dusk. If you want an old school retro FPS that goes back to days like Doom and Blood and Hexen and all that, Dusk is your game.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, then one final question for the lightning round for you. Underrated developer.
Oh, oh man, that's Oh, that's a hard one.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Man, she's talking a lot tonight, ain't she? Whew. I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, they have pills for that.
Underrated developer. Oh boy.
Or company, take your pick.
I can't necessarily remember what the company name is, but they've done Man of Medan, Until Dawn,
Until was it Supermassive?
Supermassive. Which I know maybe sounds like an odd pick, but I don't think their games get as much love as what they should. And I'm sorry, if you've not played Until Dawn, you need to play that
A lot of people are asking me to play Until Dawn just because of my obsession with Wendigos.
game. It is. If you've not played it, please, please, please play it.
I mean, I legitimately want to, but here's my one thing: is like games of the Telltale genre. And I'm not just talking about Telltale games. I'm talking about like Quantic Dream, like Detroit Become Human, and Supermassive. Like,
Sure.
I feel like games where you're stuck on rails. I don't know. I just cannot get into those as much as I would like.
And I get that, and I was a part of that. There's not really combat, there's not really this or that, but I will say the game is so well done. The game is paced so well. It's got such atmosphere, such wonderful characters, and I'm going to tell you right now, the cast in that game is unbelievable. They're unbelievable. I mean, you have everybody from um, the girl who was in Heroes, Hayden
Oh
Pantier.
yeah, Hayden,
Uh,
dude. First of all, she's gorgeous.
yes, absolutely, 100% agree. You have Rami Malek is in that game.
Ooh.
Um, so many big names that are a part of that game. And yes, I know it's quick time events. Yes, I know it's on rails, but the way it's done, it's one of the absolute best that I have ever seen in my life. In fact, I would rate that as easily within the top three games in all of this generation for PlayStation.
All right, I'll give you that. That makes that those are legitimate responses. I mean, I'm not a fan of QTEs for anybody that's followed the project. I will give you that.
Yeah,
Um,
and I get that.
hmm Honestly, I would hate to say this because I feel like I'm going back to the hard well. I feel like for me, it has to be frictional games. I mean, from Penumbra to Amnesia to Soma. But like, if we want to go down the
Yeah.
indie genre, I'll do you one more, and I think this will appeal to you, being the fact you were both in our late 30s. I'm 37. You're 38. I would have to say Baby Bison Games is one of the most underrated companies I have heard, and they've only had one release. It's called Survive the Blackout. It's like a choose your own adventure game.
Ooh. Okay, that's cool.
It's And I'm not just saying that because I played the game several times for my channel. Like, it's legitimate. It's so cool. Like, you pick one leader, and then the game randomly picks the rest of your team. So it's all RNG, and every sequence you go through is randomized. So it's almost got roguelike elements to it. So you can never play the same thing twice. It's like legitimately you'll replay certain things, but it's kind of like, I've never played this before. I've got a different character who's a survivalist. How would I handle this situation?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I mean, it's a legitimate. Like, I feel like it's just really underrated, and people are poo-pooing it because, like, oh well, I had to make decisions and it impacted this. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's called Choices Matter, moron.
These would be the same people that don't like Outer Worlds, right? Because that's a choice-driven game, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, Outer Worlds
Yeah.
or like any of like the Telltale games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. Well, you got to remember it's 2020. Thinking is way too hard for a lot of people.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, at that point, like, go back to playing Fall Guys, you freaking nerds.
One last insult to end the night on. Yeah.
We got to end this on a high note.
Right. Well, we got to end this on a cranky note, right? So let me end by saying this. It's been a blast. If you're listening to this, thank you guys. Um, again, we love you. We appreciate you. Appreciate all the friends that I have. Everybody's awesome. Just keep taking care of yourselves, take care of your families, take care of your friends. Stay safe, stay healthy. And just keep doing you. Keep living your best life and doing you.
Yeah,
Always
live
do.
live for yourself. Live it because you want to do certain things, and stay healthy, stay careful, stay safe, stay smart. And by the way, Raven, stay hydrated.
And for good mercy, get some sleep, girl.
Wait, so are you calling me a chick because I don't sleep, or are we talking to Raven?
Raven.
Okay, yeah, okay. I feel like you're throwing some shade at me there for a second.
I was gonna say you're my beard brother, man. We can't I can't be calling you that.
I mean, I feel like,
It's good advice for the gander standing here too. So
well, yeah, I mean, it's like Brody from Mallrats. I could have been a sexy chick.
coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So that wraps up the first episode of Cranky Old Farts. If you like this and you want to see more, give it a big old thumbs up. Let us know in the comments below. Indy, do you still do YouTube?
I do.
In that case, I mean, in which case, I will put a link in the description below to Indy's YouTube channel. He's a fantastic YouTuber.
Well, let me say this. I have it. It's not active right now. Just due to my health and stuff, I've taken a step back from like streaming and content creating. But hopefully here in the near future, we're going to get that up and running. Maybe some collaborations and stuff. So let's we won't link it right now, but I'll keep everybody updated as to when we're going to get that going again.
Yeah, no, definitely do because, and once again, I mean, I feel like whether people like this or not, you and I are going to keep shaking our canes at people.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know what? If you hate us, cool. If you love us, cool. Either which way, we've got our canes, and we're going to be attacking the whippersnappers all we want.
So until that time, y'all, I hope you guys have a fantastic and safe evening, and we will catch y'all on the flip side. All right, peace.
Later.